This commentary is dedicated to all the families who have lost loved ones as a result of criminal acts. Now, over the past few weeks, we have experienced a spate of homicides. Who should be blamed? Well, it's those who commit the crimes. It's those who cause the crimes to be committed. And it's those who know who committed the crimes and have remained silent. Lay the blame where it should be. A couple of weeks ago, I attended a vigil for someone who was murdered in the community of Moshi. In a very moving tribute, the officiating priest sent a warning to those who engage in taking the lives of others. According to him, sometimes these culprits may believe that they have gotten away with murder because they have not been apprehended. He noted that there is something called generational curse. Now, a generational curse is explained as an uncleansed iniquity that increases in strength from one generation to the next, affecting the members of that family and all who come into relationship with that family. So it means that the murderers and the people who pay them to carry out the act and who believe that they have gotten away scotch-free, just be prepared because the curse has been laid. Then there are those who rejoice when someone whom they do not like passes away. Trust me, they too will experience that generational curse. Such rejoicing is reflective of the deep-rooted hate that one individual could have for another. We have to be careful, because the same way you have the capacity to rejoice, because the object of your hate has died, believe it or not, you may have ignited your own family's generational curse. However, in this instant world that we live in, do not be surprised if the curse falls on the person who commits the crime or the person who caused the crime to be committed. You see, St. Lucia, there is something called conscience. And although these individuals may appear to be unmoved and not affected by their crime, deep within they are deeply affected. A number of families are in mourning because of the actions of these people. There are members of the public who are now calling for another Operation Restore Confidence. Hope we never have to get to that point. I am sure you would recall that prior to the last Operation Restore Confidence, people felt unsafe because it seemed that the criminals were in control. However, subsequent to Operation Restore Confidence, we began to breathe again, and there was a collective sigh of relief. However, some of our police are still suffering the consequences. Now, those of you who are calling for another Operation Restore Confidence, the question is, will you be supportive of the police? Now, it was interesting to hear that there are hitmen in St. Lucia. During the recent interview with one of the best journalists on the island, Timothy Polio, the Minister of National Security revealed that there are people who are being paid to carry out killings. This is very concerning, and I hope that the security personnel will deal effectively with this jaw-dropping revelation by the minister. A number of affected families are in mourning because they have been unable to get justice for their loved ones, because the culprits have not been caught or have not been sentenced. Don't think for one moment that these families have accepted the loss of their loved ones, and worse still, knowing that the persons responsible are still out there enjoying themselves. However, it cannot be a genuine joy. Let's take a listen to some words from the book The Prophet by Khalil Gibran. He says, "Then one of the judges of the city stood forth and said, 'Speak to us of crime and punishment.' And he answered, saying, It is when your spirit goes wandering upon the wind that you, alone and unguarded, commit a wrong unto others, and therefore unto yourself. And for that wrong committed must you knock and wait unheeded at the gate of the blessed. So, those who commit crimes against others also commit crimes against themselves and their families and those close to them. The interesting thing is that there are those who are aware that members of their family have committed murder, but they remain silent. According to Gibran, again, and he says, as a single leaf turns not yellow, but with the silent knowledge of the whole tree, so the wrongdoer cannot do wrong without the hidden will of you all. End of quote. The St. Lucian phrase is termed situers, meaning enablers. Well, it might be in your best interest to encourage the culprit to give himself or herself up, because at the end of the day, you and your family will suffer from this generational curse. And to all families whose loved ones have been taken away as a result of a criminal act, just know that your prayers are not in vain. For commentary, this is Jacinta Lee.